What is the JAAM?
So JAAM is a joint access advisory mechanism that was set up during the COVID-19 pandemic for us to work through prioritization of therapeutics that were coming in for COVID-19.
The JAAM is an access board to provide access to the platform trial considered as an infrastructure or an instrument able to address multiple scientific questions. When the platform trial is created, we don't know what will be the next intervention arm. So there is a need for an independent board to make the decision and to prioritize what are the best options with regard to the next intervention arms.
The JAAM consists of a number of experts from around Europe that encompass infectious diseases, virology, pharmacology, health economics experts, early therapeutics experts, etc. And so it was really important to have this group together that would help us choose which therapeutics to prioritize for the studies that were coming through.
Why was the JAAM created?
So remember at the time, we were in the throes of a massive pandemic. A number of adaptive platform trials were being set up, not only across Europe, but from around the world too. And a number of drugs were being developed and being put forward as potential therapeutics for COVID-19. And there was a real need to make sure that we prioritized antivirals or anti-inflammatories that were likely to be most effective. And this was the raison d'etre for the JAAM to help set up a prioritization process for the EU-funded adaptive platform trials.
The JAAM provide access not to a single platform trial, but to a family of platform trial addressing different aspects of the same disease. And it is very important to sort out what is the best platform trial to address a new scientific question and to develop the new intervention arm.
How has the JAAM evolved since its inception?
The JAAM started as the access board for two trials, the EU SolidAct and the REMAP-CAP. And then another trial was activated in 2021, the ICRED Prime, which is a clinical trial on COVID in the primary care. And it was important to have this third because with this panel of three trials, one trial was focusing on the patient in the primary care, the other one in the hospitalized patient, and the third one in the ICU patient. So they were able to address a broad range of scientific questions. Now the JAAM is evolving again because first of all, we will cover also the access to other platform trials for pandemic preparedness that will be funded. There was a call in 2023. The final project was submitted to the Commission in April 2024, and the trial will start by end of 2024 or 5. But this will correspond to new trials being also accessible through the same mechanism. The second aspect is that JAAM is now starting performing a horizon scanning to identify the candidate drugs that are in the development pipeline. So we will be more proactive to interact with the developers, industry or academic developers, and to attract them to really enrich the potential of the platform trials.
How has the JAAM supported clinical research thus far?
So JAAM has been critically important in looking at a number of different therapeutic options that have been available for COVID-19. So, we must have assessed probably in excess of at least 15 agents, and thinking very carefully about whether they would be worth trialing in the context of COVID-19, and then B, where if we thought they were worth trialing, they would fit in either within the primary care setting, in the secondary setting in a hospital, or in the intensive care setting. And I think this has been a really important exercise, not only for us that sit in the JAAM committee, but also for drug developers, because this gives us an opportunity to really explore the mode of activity of drugs and the likelihood of response, and then the best fit into an adaptive platform trial, taking into account all their early phase data too. We are clearly now at a hiatus. In other words, the COVID-19 pandemic has ceased, so to speak, in terms of a pandemic. COVID is not over, but we now need to think about pandemic preparedness for other infections that will no doubt emerge in Europe. And I think we've set a platform that would be really, really useful to be able to do exactly the same for new trials that come through across Europe in the next few years.